A luau is basically a celebration of culture, and so we're using luau as a platform to present these cultures through dance, performance. This year we have some live singing, fire dancers, a lot of student performances, and even bringing in like nonprofits and other community members. But I guess Ring of Fire to me is kind of like this idea of igniting something. So like when I first thought of the concept, this idea of, you know, we've been doing this for 20 years, but like we want to continue again this legacy of reigniting that kind of spirit that Pacific Islanders have to keep continuing on, like pushing for representation for the Pacific Islands and just like making our presence known.
So we use the ring to circle back to our ancestors, to the alumni, to everyone who helped make PIC possible. And then fire is just a symbol of like being celebratory. I think in a lot of the Pacific Islander cultures, there's a lot of like fire knife dancing, and that's really used to bring people together. So we really wanted to use Ring of Fire to circle back and show and appreciate our history with the PIC, and also to use fire as a symbol to bring people together.
Ever since we started Luau Prep, which was after Christmas break, it was an all hands-on thing. And like I'm working until like 3 a.m. almost every day, just working on the luau and making sure that this could be the best possible event, because this is the 20th annual. So it's a lot to manage.
I think that it's been able to grow and be impactful because there are not a ton of events for Pacific Islanders here in Portland. The number of events are growing, and the number of community organizations and support is definitely growing. A lot of people have ties to Portland State, so it's like your cousin's dancing, your brother, your sister, you know, your aunt or your uncle is going, or they're an alumni, and so that's one of the things that I think is unique about our luau, and also that it continues to be successful because the community does want to come in, they want to support the students, and they want to be here and just be in community with one another.
I'm Native Hawaiian. I came from the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and I think luau is just a symbol of a home away from home, where I was able to have that sense of belonging, be a part of community in a place that's totally different from my own home. Luau, I think my favorite part about it is when in the crowd, when everyone kind of like engages and immerses into the culture, where they chihu or fa'o umu, which is kind of like a celebratory scream in the Pacific Islands. So it's like, it's really loud at a luau, but it's like, I feel like that noise really helps you feel at home and makes me feel like I deserve to stay here in this place, and like just being in this community really makes me feel like my identity is appreciated and valued in Portland and Oregon. When you see someone like representing a culture, you want to like, instead of like screaming, yeah, you go, it's like, yeah, it's like that, but a little bit louder. And I feel like at the luau, a lot of Pacific Islanders, once one person goes off, it's kind of like everyone goes off. So it's like, I really like, it really feels at home when I'm able to do it spiritually, and also when I hear other Pacific Islanders do it as well.
So the community that I am a part of is very underrepresented, in a very underrepresented group. So I'm a Micronesian, and Polynesia is really what people imagine when one thinks of a Pacific Islander. And from what my father had shared with me, like his wisdom and whatnot, was sharing your own culture is allowing people to appreciate it with you, and you're also able to educate them through doing that. And so now I'm actually teaching another dance for this luau, and this is a cultural dance specific to my father's culture. So my family is from the outer islands of Yap and Chuuk. And I don't know, I think it's great. I've talked to some high school students about it and they're like, oh, that's so cool. We never see Micronesian representation. And getting that kind of response is what pushes me to do these kinds of things and makes me want to share my own. Then it allows for other Micronesians and even Melanesians to feel like, hey, this is a safe space for us to speak about our own cultures.
That was the first year of Luau. Was in 2002. 2001 in May, when we started that first meeting at the club, I had no idea how this is going to turn out. Like I just knew I had to drive to make it happen. I go to John Joyner, and I had no money but $60, right? So I asked John Joyner if he can help me. I want to start this Polynesian club, and then later on change it to a Pacific Islander club for a lot of my people here on this campus. So he agreed. We networked with all the nonprofit organizations, and so we already established ourselves. So I'm already involved in the community here. So to get the community help from the Tongan community and also the Samoan community, that was a big support to help us as far as getting ready for this luau. So when you're talking about what it took to get to that luau, it took a lot, but nothing was going to stop me from making it happen.